friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I am sharing glute work, quad work, and hamstring. You get these three popping, you can put on some mass and you can build a bubble. And if you guys have been following my journey, you can tell that my butt has gotten bigger. So with this movement, I like to use a moderate weight, which is 60 pounds for me, right? And I like to go through the motions nice and slow. And this is a straight leg. And when I come up, I tuck in. My back is not arched at any point. I keep it straight, but it's hard to go slow when this is too heavy. So when you're thinking about building the muscle, think slow. There you go. Moderate weight. So this movement is really cool because if you point your toes to the corners of the room, you get to dunk a little lower, and at the top, all the way up, you get to really hit your glutes, but on the way down and up, it's hamstring work. And then depending on how your feet are positioned, your quads also get work. But think about it. Your back has to remain erect. Your core has to remain erect. And this, again, is a moderate weight. There's no rush through this motion. And this will also help you sculpt and grow. Just remember to start with lighter weights to, get your form right. The lunge is an underrated movement. Your quads have to work, your calves have to work, your hamstrings have to work, your glutes have to work, your back, your core. If you move your arms around a little bit, talking arms too, not much resistance on the arms, but for the lower body in terms of building some mobility, strength, it is really a dynamic compound exercise. So throw it in there whenever you can. Boom. Oh, I love these. I couldn't do these a few weeks ago, y'all. You get stronger. I threw this in there as a filler, but your quads are already active. Burn them out. This will finish frying them. My hands were going behind my ears because I was on fire. So I find that this movement is really effective on working your full body, but the primary is still your legs. But look, my arms get a little action, so does my back, my core. Go with the moderate weight. If you speed this up, it could be a cardio. It's solely up to you. I like working one side at a time because I feel like it makes me activate more of my obliques on the rise. That's up to you. You could alternate, but my brain says one side at a time. That's what my body likes. That's where it feels the most challenged. So I decided to throw mountain climbers in here to challenge my core. And my legs are still active, but note that you're kind of like in an active plank here. And I find that the best ways to work the core incorporate legs, honestly. Resistance with the legs will make your core work. So this is a beautiful exercise to toss in there if you're not going to do, core training. Now with this movement, this was a play on the Bulgarian split squat. Usually you stack your foot behind you on something, but I was like, you know what? My legs were dead. Let me give it a try. Notice I couldn't hold my body up. So like my knee had to touch the ground, but that's totally okay. It's still the same movement on the quad. Then I just tried at the very end there, an explosive movement, trying to work on my balance. But when you don't have legs left, it's hard to work on balance. But yes, learn the Bulgarian split squat. It really activates your ass, your quads. I find that this has been the reason for a lot of my growth. A lot of it. So this is my absolute favorite superset. You are going to lead with fire hydrants. my suggestion to start is just 10 reps. Ideally, you want to dig one foot on top of the other. That'll keep your form good. But here, I still had a little strength in me, so I didn't need to do that. Your glutes are active the whole time. You are in the negative the whole time. Even the foot that's the pivot, that's grounded, that cheek is also burning. Now, this movement here is to top it off, right? Always in the negative. My hamstring has to remain active. My core has to keep me up. My glute is on fire already from the previous movement, but this is where you're going to build that endurance, that strength. Look at the hamstrings. Oh, new hamstrings, right? We're staying in the negative. That swing is beautiful. Oh my gosh, it burns so bad, you guys. I'm finishing it off with a donkey kick, a little pulsating one. That's it. That's the superset. Do that. Everything changes. Right here, you can see the moment where I give in, but this is actually a good practice to follow for proper form. You see how it's like the balls of one foot are digging into the heels of the other? That's what's going to keep you from like wobbling, right? All right, this is when you see my body actually give in and give up. I'm trying to do my little side kicks and whomp, I can't get back up. That is okay if you're at home trying this. Look, take a stretch, take a breather right there. Don't get off the ground. Just stretch your glutes side to side, wiggle it out, and then you get back up. Get back up. Let's go. Let's go. Finish the set. So at this point, I wanted to go get weights, but I was already burnt out, so I decided to just do a hip thrust, but more like a hold. Notice that the heels of my feet are shoved into the ground and my toes are up. I really should have had my butt a little higher up in the air, but do the hold for at least 1 minute. If you're feeling like you're tougher than this, which you probably are, pump it out. Stay in the negative. Just stay up there. Let's go. Finally, we've reached the fun part of the journey, which is the stretching portion. Guess what? Sometimes stretching hurts. A lot of times it hurts because we are working on what's tight. We were working on expansion. Right now at the end of a circuit, your body is all warmed up. So chances are you can stretch and you're not going to get hurt. So make sure you keep fluid with the movements right after the session. And also, this is helping you for what comes next, which is like the lactic acid is going to start building in your body. You want to flush it out as quickly as possible. And that is how you're going to avoid the soreness and the pain. So after this, I tend to drink a good amount of water and boom, then the nutrition. I have a 20-minute window to put some proteins in my body. It's best when you combine a protein and a carb. So like the protein is what your muscle wants to eat, right? That's what it needs to grow. But then the carbohydrate gets it to its destination faster. So it's like a vehicle. So your carb is like the bus and the protein is the nutrient. So make sure you get that in right away. Also, recovery foods. Blueberries, anything that's high in antioxidants, even green tea will help accelerate the cellular turnover and recovery. I don't like feeling sore. So to me, it's like a cheat sheet. My cheat sheet is I'm stretching immediately and I'm putting good foods in my body so I can recover quickly. And guess what? Everyone, really advocates for plant-based, but the heavier proteins are usually from dead things. So my go-to is chicken. I do drink some vegan proteins when I can't get to food, but I am a chicken girl. Thank you guys for joining me on this journey. Hopefully you followed through with some of those exercises because they have really been beneficial to my progress. Don't forget to stretch. Thank you for subscribing, for liking, for supporting. Get out there and put the deposits into your own body. Even if it's not about the aesthetic for you, just know that in terms of longevity and wellness, like you're progressing by getting some movement in, by getting good nutrients into your body, getting enough rest. This is a lifestyle change. So that will help you remain committed if you just recognize that this is something that you're changing for your embetterment, your empowerment.